Yo, family, what's good and welcome back to another breaking Caspa video. Now, it's been a rather hectic 4 days for myself, but more importantly for the Caspa community. It started off with Tom Polinsky calling out Binance Exchange. I'll make a video on that later this week. And this post was so impactful and it caused a chain reaction that inevitably resulted in Roy O'Neill of the KII joining Wolfie's Bar Twitter AMA and leaking some absolutely insane alpha from their DII Desert Energy Leadership Summit. We can see some of the pictures here on their Twitter or being reposted on Twitter here, where you can see Rory really pushing Caspa to the over 120 international companies in attendance, as Paul Van Sun says here. Absolutely insane stuff. And Rory confirmed in this Wolfie AMA here, Coinbase, Binance, OKX, you name it, the big exchanges, they are literally shooting themselves in the foot by not issuing a Caspa spot trading pair because their corporate clients, they really want to buy Caspa because they believe Caspa is the perfect solution to all of their problems, and better still, they believe there won't be anything like it for at least 50 years. So honestly, I couldn't say enough shout out and thank you to my Discord community for keeping me in the loop while I've been so busy. And frankly, for you to learn more and level up your Caspa and crypto knowledge, come join this community. Links are down below in the description. Now, without further ado, to get straight into the big alpha leak and confirmation from Rory here, he states that Caspa has really resonated very well with these business leaders like never seen before. And almost all of them are asking, where can I buy some Caspa? Listen very closely.
Here in Dubai, we had a very successful day where we spent a lot of time talking about Caspa with very serious people. You know, we're talking about CFOs of major banks and chairman of banks, CEOs of companies you will all have heard of, and there's a lot of excitement about Caspa. After speaking to about 30 or 40 people today, just me personally, and the rest of our group spoke to probably just about as many people. It's unbelievable how Caspa has resonated with business leaders in a way that we haven't seen before, because it delivers what they need in terms of reliability, transparency, and performance without sacrificing any first principles. And it really the whole total decentralization, fair launch, all of those those principles and superlatives, it resonates very strongly with them. And one of the biggest questions we had is you know, of those 30 people, almost all of them asked, where do we buy Caspa? Where do we go to get it?
This is insane. I can't even put it into words. Absolutely insane news. And not that it's going to be, but if there is anybody from Binance, Coinbase, OKX, anyone from the big exchanges listening to this video right now, the KRI are telling their corporate clients to go to Kraken, your competitor, Kraken Exchange, to buy Caspa. The DRI, the KRI, their partners, their corporate clients, they need on and off ramps. They need the means to exchange their fiat currency for Caspa and exchange it back into fiat whenever they need. The thing is, the reason why the likes of Binance, Coinbase, OKX, why they are shooting themselves in the foot right now, these corporate clients, they're not small run-of-the-mill startup or entrepreneurs. No, they are literally the biggest companies in the world. So they obviously will be exchanging extremely large sums of liquidity and capital to get Caspa. And Rory listed a few of them here. Again, listen closely.
They're some of the biggest companies in the world. You know, if you take like ThyssenKrupp, they're one of the biggest German companies. They make all sorts of things. They make they make steel. They just make all sorts of huge industrial equipment. You have State Grid of China, which is the biggest organization in China. Full stop. There is nothing bigger. They're bigger than the Chinese army. They have a bigger presence in every town and village in China. They're one of the partners, and they're pushing for a concept called Global Energy Internet, which is literally you know, connecting all of the world's grids together, and allowing energy to talk to each other globally and be traded globally. And that's the biggest company in China. If they were listed on the Fortune 500, they'd probably rank in the top five. I think they have something like 1.8 million employees. They're just enormous. And then some of the other partners are some of the biggest household names that you can imagine, and quite literally the stack of business cards that I'm looking at, of people who want to learn about Caspa, and see what they can do with Caspa, and how it can be used in their businesses is just staggering. Our team is going to have quite a busy time following up after this.
Now, if you go on diidisenergy.org on their partners, which is the same as KRI effectively, you go on their partners here, you can see the mass sum, the list of all of them. Eons are there. You've got King and Spalding. You've got so many massive institutions from Bosch. You've got DHL. You've got EDF. You've got Finestra. You've got PwC, Shell, Hyundai, Bosch. You got so many massive corporations who are already working alongside DII, and therefore by extension KII. Siemens as well. But there's one that Rory mentioned in that AMA that I want to draw even more attention to. Their mission partner, State Grid Corporation of China. I imagine when it's being a mission partner, it means that they are one of the 5 that play an integral role in deciding what projects should and shouldn't be built. Rory said State Grid are bigger than the Chinese military itself. They were also a platinum sponsor at the Leadership Summit. And Rory also stated in the AMA, if they were in the Fortune 500, they would be a top 5. Cute, but not exactly. No, they would be a top 3. If you go on, just type in Fortune 500 and you look at the global ranking, State Grid is number 3. And they've been number 3 for a very, very long time. They've been a top 3 for 5 to 6 years. You can see here, as of this year, they're 3rd behind Amazon and Walmart. Same for 24 and 23, except it was Saudi Aramco as opposed to Amazon, but still a top 3. Top 3. 2021, they were a top 2 company. 2020, top 3 again. And then 2019 was the last time they fell out of the top 3, and they were still a top 5. So they are still one of the biggest corporations in the world. And we can see here, revenue amounted to $548.414 billion and over 1.3 million employees. They are not a small run-of-the-mill entrepreneur startup company. No, they are one of the biggest in the world by a long shot. They are huge news, and they're working with DII, therefore by KII, they're working with them, and they are one of the 120 corporations who want to know how and where to buy Caspa. And right now, they're buying at a discount price. Caspa's currently valued at 5.15 cents, down roughly 1.78% on the daily time frame. It's not doing particularly well. It's been that way for a long time, but these institutions don't care. Evidently, they want to know where to buy Caspa right now at these fire sale prices. That's why why I continue to stack my Caspa bag, why I can basically just ignore the lackluster price action over the last 18 months or so, since August 1st, 2024. I can ignore it because I know utility is what really matters. And this will generate adoption, increase demand, and therefore send the price a lot higher. And you know what's funny? Rory O'Neill of the KRI confirmed again in this AMA that institutional clients and KRI, they don't care about price either. Take a listen.
You're absolutely totally correct in that. Yeah, price action is kind of irrelevant. But so many people, even just this evening, were asking, literally taking out their phones and saying, where can we buy it? These are like really serious people.
They're getting in at a bloody good price, Rory, I'll tell you, that.
Now, would you believe me if I told you I've been perfectly aware of this and my VIPs for a long time. This is something I have repeatedly told my executives, my VIP community, that price is just a distraction. I actually posted this premium insight on my Twitter account here. This report, this institutional documentation premium insight from Signum Bank titled An Introduction to the World of Crypto Assets and Blockchain Technology. It states very clearly, price volatility and regulatory implications dominate the public discourse. That's what we look at, right? Most of us at least. But these are only surface distractions in what is becoming the foundational layer for the next generation of financial market infrastructure and innovative technology. Long and short of it, family, is stop chasing these temporary catalysts. You can do, of course, and you can make money from it. But for longevity, for financial future, for stability, stop chasing these temporary catalysts, these hype and FOMO, and learn what is being built, what is being adopted, and how it will be adopted. And you can get access to hundreds of other premium insights like these, alongside making gains through trades and so much more, all in the VIP here. We have a limited time offer we can join for free for 7 days, or if you sign up to BYDFI, a no KYC, no VPN, a regulated exchange that we are affiliated with, if you click the affiliate link down below, you can get up to an additional month free trial as well. All information is provided in our free Discord server right here and right here. So to come find out more, click the link down below in the description, and I hope to see you there. Now, basically, to cycle back, institutions like Sigden Bank, and now as we've heard from Wolfie's Bar AMA, the KRI and their corporate clients like State Grid, they don't care about price. They know that if you want to succeed, look deeper than the price, understand what is being built and the adoption that will come with it. And in fact, Wolfie also confirmed in this AMA, the KII are already minting renewable energy tickets on Caspa right now. And they have showed it at the summit to their clients. Huge. Again, listen closely.
At the mainnet, we minted renewable energy certificates, but nano ones. So basically, we were creating and tokenizing in real time micro renewable energy certificates. And it's we have the stream of it doing it on Caspa. We're going to publicly show it tomorrow, and it's just unbelievable the opportunities that it opens up, and particularly in discussing 7 seconds, for example, is how fast battery energy storage is able to come on and react to grid events in Germany at the moment, and they're very proud of that. And but when there's thousands of these coming on at the same time, and they're all fluctuating up and down constantly, that's just thousands upon thousands of transactions that have to be verified. And the faster that they can be settled, the more liquidity flows back through the market. So Caspa is a perfect solution for that.
So there's use case. There's your use case of Caspa, and obviously proof of how extremely early we still are. And he also mentions in the AMA, due to non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, we still have very little insight into everything being built by the KRI. They have only announced 3, if not 4 projects publicly. They have roughly 23 in the pipeline they've not announced yet, that these institutions are learning about and wanting to participate in. They want to buy Caspa. So again, there's your utility, there's your adoption, there's your inevitable increasing in demand and therefore higher price. This is what will correlate to increased demand and a higher price going forward. And exchanges like Binance, Coinbase, they should, in my belief, really wise up. Otherwise, they're going to miss out on a literal gold mine that is Caspa right now. Caspa is being viewed very, very seriously by these corporations. What does it matter what we think? I mean, of course, we do matter, but in the grand scheme of things, those who run the world, the ones with all the capital, they want Caspa. They want Caspa desperately. They're viewing it very seriously as a utility token. And funny enough, as I mentioned in my last Caspa video, KRI are doing so much for Caspa right now, or they're attempting to. They're also trying to help Caspa tap into the European Union market with Warp Core and ISO 20022 to readiness, as KRI already responded to my post. Another one of my premium insights I posted on Twitter, a recent report from the European Central Bank on how they are getting ready for 2026 next year, the incoming digital future and their digital euro. With Warp Core and ISO 20022 readiness, the KRI will make Caspa stand head and shoulders above everything else in this space, above the likes of Ripple and XRP, who are the leaders in the cross-border payment space, but they are heavily centralized, and they are not a solution that people want it to be. The endgame for Caspa, in my belief, is quickly approaching with the continuous developments of VPROX, Warp Core, Dagnite, The stuff being built for Caspa is truly revolutionary. They're reinventing the wheel. It takes time, of course, and the price has not reflected what is being built, but for my belief, it will come back. And you're seeing the growing number of people, even developers, who are realizing this and jumping on the bandwagon, wanting to build or just buy Caspa. In my opinion, of course, again, not financial advice, Caspa, I think, will still shock people this cycle. I think it's still going to perform well, especially if we are getting this extended cycle that my documentation suggests we will do. And exchanges like Coinbase, Binance, they will still issue a Caspa spot trading pair this cycle as well. The question is not really a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. Are they going to continue to demand money for a listing, or are they going to take initiative or risk being too late? Because Coinbase and Binance, just because they're the biggest doesn't mean that they're going to be that way forever. And the count I also state here, just a reminder, that the energy industry, they are pretty good at building wholesale commodity exchanges. What Binance and Coinbase have basically. Once the tokenization of our industry's assets and commodities that are underway, we will see what happens to those quaint legacy crypto exchanges. Could the KRI build an exchange that replaces Binance and Coinbase? Tokens, coins, Caspa, being backed by real multi-billion-dollar companies and assets that actually have utility and generate revenue for decades? I don't know. Sounds quite an interesting future for me. Caspa could potentially take off. For me, again, truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and not financial advice. But let me know what you think down below in the comment section. And once more, again, family, to learn more, level up your crypto gains, and for more premium insights to get ahead of the retail market, check out the VIP here. Link down below in the description. And remember, don't be emotional, be logical. And I'll see you in the next one.